It's a journey, y'all. It's called The Journey Within. That's what my friend said to me. She said,
Genius.
there's no greater journey than the journey within.
All right, team. So let's go, yeah? Just before I started this, I was like giggling, thinking to myself, like, okay, these people really thought they had one up on us, right? They thought they had one up on this whole collective, this whole group. That is we, that is us, that is you, that is me. And, all I could think about is like, whatever you thought you were going to do is definitely not going to work, right? And again, if you find yourself in this space, welcome. But definitely go check out the previous reading. Part of me was thinking like, okay, maybe there'll be different parts with different messages, which maybe they are. But, the more I look at these cards, even with me having taken a break and like come back to this, I can just see it all over again. Like, goodness, these messages are all related. And yeah, I think this one's gonna kind of, be the bridge, because we started with the first one and now we're doing this one, and then like there's the last set of cards. I don't know if we're gonna actually get into that right now, but I decided to follow the same order that Spirit led me to draw these cards in as well. But yeah, let's just go ahead, gang. Otherwise, I hope you're doing well, keeping swag. Get your drinkity drink, get your snackity snack, cause we going in. When I think about the first person who actually said that drinkity drink, snackity snack, well, I don't know who the first person was, but the other tarot reader that I heard who used to say that, or says that, her channel is called Dark Horse Tarot, right? And I'm actually being reminded of, like, I think it was a few readings ago where we had two horses in the reading, and there was like a light horse and a dark horse. So, relating that to the previous reading that we just did, like in this part 2 or part 1, right? We're speaking about like the dark and the light and embracing each of them, and how, when you finally understand yourself, you kind of embrace both sides, and you also shield yourself from allowing other people to plant seeds in your garden, because you're not like a community garden, ultimately, is what like I'm thinking, right? You're not a garden for everybody. You have been cultivated to live your path, to live your truth, to do the things that are most leading and guiding towards you. But with the light horse and the dark horse, it just reminds me now, like, yo, the best life that we can live is the one that is balanced, up, down, left, right? But anyway, oh snap, okay, Spirit's like, okay, spend a bit more time on that. For me to mention it and acknowledge it, it's because I think there's a big part of it that was like quite tough, not only for me, but even in like my learning, in my expansion, in my understanding of this journey. Like, yo, what is it that we're actually doing here? Like, oh my goodness, I wanted to put this down a little bit. Okay, just want to be visible. And you gotta see me looking good, looking great. But what is it about this journey that we want to actually embrace, and what is it that we feel is, going to elevate us? And I think for as long as we can acknowledge, like, what, there's a part of us that is, carnal, mortal, physical, and there's a part of us that is unseen, this metaphysical, if you want to think of it that way, spiritual, right? Because even with me changing the camera, it's like this physical being wants to be like seen and appreciated, full up the whole screen, you get me, like look good, like see me with my black and my white, like with the whole dichotomies happening as well. But then also the spiritual side of me, it's like not just the inner me wants to glow, but even the spiritual animals, they just just want to be part of this whole thing. But yeah, man, it's just a moment where I'm just thinking like, wow, this is such a powerful message. Honestly, I know we're yet to still go into it a bit deeper, and part of my mind feels like it's in a bunch of different places at the same time because of how intense this is. But ultimately, like, hey, the boy with the ultimately, you know what it do. Even with the previous message, like, it started similar to this, with a bunch of channeling, with a bunch of words, And Spirit's like actually reminding me like how it's such a process to like get going or get started, and but once you get going, like things start moving and you just maintain the flow and you just keep going at it. And I think that speaks to a lot of like our journeys as well, like how it's okay. Let me relax a little bit. Let's talk, let's get into the tea. Like the hardest part in anything that we do is perhaps like the beginning, because we're still learning to get started. And I'm getting this image of a bicycle in my mind where, when you're still learning how to ride a bicycle, you're on training wheels, right? So it's like you have the bicycle and it has those two wheels on the side to help you maintain the balance. But the more you start, riding the bicycle and learning or getting used to the balance. Okay, felt like I was on a birthday. It's like those two training wheels on the side is actually like your spirit team or your support system. You get what me? You get me? Or get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? But then the moment you start getting used to, riding the bicycle, you end up realizing like, hey, you actually don't need those training wheels anymore, because your motion is what keeps you in balance. It's what keeps you going. It's perpetual at that point. So, even with me going into the reading, it's almost like the energies are being summoned. It's like we just picking up the bicycle again, and it's like, oh, this is where we're going? Okay, let's go. It's like the energy is like taking shape and it's taking form. It's aligning ultimately. You get what I mean? So when I just think about that and I start to appreciate how my guides work with me, I think it's also a reminder that we need to get to a point where we also understand how our guides are working with us, but then also to acknowledge these dark and light energies, to see like, oh, here's an energy that I can work with, here's an energy that I can transmute. I mean, just towards the end of the previous reading, I was speaking to how, these tears have now formed this new medium, which is this new water. But I mean, hey, somebody's a medium. I don't know. Or you channel or something as well. Maybe you also do tarot. I don't know. Or you just have a gift of like channeling things. You just might be a channel just in general, like energy. You might do Reiki healing. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what? There's something about like, for me to even say you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. There's just something about confirmation and understanding. And I think there's also something about oh wow, I'm even being drawn to see the High Priestess card down here on the table. And it's another double card, because we've got 2 stars, we've got 2 High Priestess, we've got 2 Fools, we've got 2 Nine of Cups over here, like we've got 2 Page of Wands over here, like goodness, everything comes in 2 by 2. But anyway, again, this third eye of yours, the intuition, your guidance, your illumination and intuition, again, it's very much important and powerful. You are definitely someone who's able to channel energies. But again, that recognition of what energies are available to you makes it like known or apparent to you what energies that you can actually work with. So definitely pay more attention to that. What was that? Did you see that? Okay, I don't know. I don't think it's the smoke from the incense, but that kind of looked like an orb to me. What? Oh my gosh. Was it just like a piece of like fluff or something? Okay, let me get this off, but oh my word. Okay, but anyways, you know what, Spirit, let's cook. Okay, so again, just to recap, guys, that reading I told you guys was about the collective being attacked, why we're being attacked, some blessing or inheritance coming in, as well as what Spirit wants us to do about it. Of course, I started getting into like the people who might be attacking you, why they might be attacking you. That was just like the precursor to this whole thing. And now we're gonna get in a bit deeper, yeah? So I've got 2 spreads over here. This first part of the spread is actually Spirit telling us like what's coming in, which is the first card. Actually, okay, let's get in. Spirit's like, okay, showtime is over. Let's pop in, let's pop in. Let's get serious one time. All right, let's go. So this first part of the reading, right? It's this abundance that's coming in. And I've got one oracle card for this one. Again, we're still using the Faces of Oshun deck. And with this one, 949, just kick in. Oshun overflows. And I mean, just look at those women there. Goodness gracious. There I was talking about a bicycle, and the woman in the middle has two people or two other figures on her sides. So, once you have all this support and you recognize that you have it, like, what are you moving straight towards into? And it's your motion. I'm even seeing all this water, and we're just talking about being in a medium. In that case, the medium being the water, right? The means of the channel, what allows the channel to traverse or to migrate, to travel, to shift or change shape or form, just like water does, because water can be gas, liquid, solid. You get me? I mean, can water, what's the other one? What's the other state? I think it's like plasma or something. But anyway, look at what's happening over here, guys, in this card. Like, those two women are standing behind her, and the training wheels are usually behind you. So it's like you are also stepping forward into some kind of leadership right now, because even with the peacock feathers right there at the top, it's like, yo, you are ready to bloom. It's making me think about a playlist that I started creating, which is called Bloom or Blossom. I don't know, I'm kind of like trying to choose the right word, or the better suiting word for the story and the energy that's trying to come through with that playlist that I'm creating. And again, it's because this is still forming. This energy, I mean, look at all these coins as well. It's like you don't even know where it's gonna come from. And I mean, one of the things that this card says here at the bottom is auspicious blessings, right? It's like you won't even be able to believe, like, really? Is this me, gang? Is this us? Is this we? Because you have now inherited or received something that your guides or from multiple lineages before you are now bringing to you now. With me even looking at this image, I'm seeing how, like, in her womb area there, it looks like that's where the mirror is. And it's like you having put or seen your energy, your life force, your ashe, right? And then having put that to work to understand that, like, you can transmute this creative, sensual energy and put it into something that is going to yield this movement or this blessing, right? And I mean, just look at this. It's like Oshun overflows. It says generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings. So with the auspicious part, I mean, again, I'm taking that as spiritual blessings, because it's, the divine spiritual things can be auspicious or like kind of seem like unknown, like, oh, woo woo, as they call it, with the chakra hands and the woo woo niggas. But I mean, the other side of it is like, yo, like, how do you even explain divine favor? How do you explain divine justice? Which is what we're gonna get to. But it's like when the universe, when God, angels, guardians, however you want to look at it, source blesses you with something that you least expected, then it comes through with this great, is it about to rain? Oh wow, windfall, stormfall, like, you know what I mean? It just comes through and comes through strong. And it's interesting, it was raining earlier just as I was doing the first reading, then it stopped, and then now it's like about to rain again. So it's like even your reign, like your reign is in like kingdom type of a thing, your rulership, your leadership, which is what I was getting to. Your reign went on for some time, something got in the way of it because, things settled down, and now it's about to continue all over again. Wow, how powerful is that? Crazy, gang. But yes, this wealth, this generosity, right, has been preserved. It's like they were just waiting for you to be you, because I mean, just look at that, masculine and feminine, and this is you. So this is like this group of you and your spirit team, your spirit guides. Of course, the boy at the number 3. And it's also, with me even having brought that to our attention, the 333. I just saw 1414, then 1415. It's a matter of saying, like, we have so much divine guidance, spiritual protection, so much auspicious energy that is working with us, because sometimes we know it, sometimes we don't know it. But that's the recognition of saying, like, where can we now pay? Oh goodness, pay better. I was gonna say pay better attention, but bay better. So I would say maybe bay better, like boundary better, keep things at bay, but then also know which energies to work with. So even when you do like call upon your guides and stuff like that, something that's very important is to call upon the guides that are actually wishing you well, because not all spiritual beings that are approaching us or within our sphere actually want what's best for us. So that's something that I was taught very early on. It's actually something that my sister taught me. It's like, when you call upon your guides and your ancestors, your angels, ultimately your spirit team, your light council, as I like to call them, make sure it's the ones that actually wish you well. But then another side of me could be thinking like, with even me thinking about where we're about to go with this other card, it's like, I was speaking about how it could be like a family member who's getting at you. So imagine like the very same person who's even like guiding me on how to like learn how to work with my guides is one who could also be trying to cut me off from them, because it's a matter of saying, hey, let's open you up to something that you know of and feels comfortable, but then they want to kind of attack you in the area that feels most comfortable to you. You know what I mean? So it's like you're already in the spiritual field, so let's like deter you on your spiritual path. Or you already in music, you already are in IT, you already are in law, so let's like take you to the sides of law or of your passion that are not yielding the best results or planting the best thoughts in your mind. Because again, it was all about how do we take control of your mind, or ultimately even make you go crazy, make it seem like you are not able to discern or even understand what it is that you are here to do, or who you are. And maybe that's what also kind of got in the way of you even getting this, is to say like, if you deserve, like, let's say one of your grandparents passed away and there's like this great inheritance that they left behind for you, if they can prove to the courts or the justice system that you're crazy, then they can ultimately claim it for themselves, type of a thing, because now they've proved you to be like mentally incompetent in a sense. But I don't know, that's weird. That's something that I heard as well, but I didn't think it was gonna come through like this. But again, okay, I hear you, spirit. These blessings, right? The reasons why also they are so much like we see them, it's like, it's actually part of it is like what's coming through is that it's gonna come through with you actually doing the transmutation, like you doing this release. So like you living your purpose, releasing your creative pursuits, your business, your passions, your magic, your music, whatever action that you are drawn towards, you being a part of that is actually what's going to bring this in. But part of the reason why I was just saying now that like it's auspicious, it's because like you're not gonna know how it's gonna come in. You're not gonna get like a full understanding of why it's even coming in the way that it's coming in. And it's like, imagine somebody knowing just how much is due to you, how much you are not only rich physically but even rich in spirit, and having that rich spirit. Oh but goodness, guys, we are looking good, huh? Like the smile, everyone is smiling here. It's like, you know what, the guys are just acknowledging this victory, gang. I'm even looking at the number 4 and I'm just like, wow, look at this balance, look at this golden era that we're in. Goodness, I just felt so much happiness in the moment right there, like 1832, that I just noticed. Like, it was just like, you know what, because we don't even look like what we've been through, bruh. Like, you know what? Like, nobody's gonna even be aware of like why you're getting the things that you're getting, or why you are blessed the way that you're blessed, why you were chosen. Like, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Guys, let me tell you a little story. When I dyed my hair, right? Like, I didn't even want it to be this yellow golden color. I actually wanted it to be white. And now, like, Spirit's telling me, like, you see what we do, man? You see what we do when we work with you. You have to trust us, because we are, like, leading you into this golden era. And you just have to, like roll with it. Chill, bro. Like, pay attention. Watch this. Check the transformation. And look at them. Dressed in all gold. The back of the card is gold. Like, everything is gold. Guys, we are solid and also solidifying this golden era. There's something about you like, oh, I'm seeing like somebody breathing in gold, tasting gold. Like gold is like everything. You might even have gold jewelry. I'm even looking at like how my ring has gold and then it's surrounded by silver, but you get, and we were talking about a silver lining before, like in this card in the previous reading. But again, there's just something about gold being so strong. You might have gold jewelry, gold chain, gold necklace. I don't know. There's just a lot of gold, a lot of royal energy over here. I don't know. Something's also making me say regal. I'm hearing that, but it's just something about you, adorning yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, and your guides love it when you do that, because you are appreciating just who you are, what you've been through, but they also are acknowledging that, like, yo, we get to work through him, we get to work through her, and they are very proud of you. Like, I can tell you that as so much, is because, I mean, just look at how much time we've been spending just channeling on this card. Like, we haven't even gotten into anything else over here with the tarot, right? But it's the generosity. It's like, you worked so hard, you transmuted, you went through your dark night, you went through, you received dark night, and I'm just thinking about Bane right now, and Batman, oh my gosh, and how many like synchronicities I was getting about Batman on my trip. I even colored in these bats. Oh my gosh. Actually, let me show you guys. You know what, guys? I've been coloring in so much. Goodness. You know what, man? Just give me a second. Let me move this camera for a little bit. Oh my word, man. Like, who knew? Wow. Wow, man. And like, the Dark Knight, huh? Oh my word. And there's so many drawings that I've like started. I mean, well, so many that I've completed actually now, and I'm looking forward to starting new ones. But anyways, just check this out. Okay, number 5 for this one. But just look at this, guys. And like, I was coloring in all these bats and different colors of bats and stuff. And it's like, let me just put myself in view as you guys see this. It's like, you see what the Dark Knight does. Wow, Spirit's like really using me as an example. But look at this. Again, release your passions, right? Look at me transmuting energy into this artwork over here, coloring in, putting in the balance. Like, there's a bat below, as above, so below. Even like diagonally. Okay, cool. Okay, let's keep this up. Even diagonally, you see what's happening. But just look at that. It's like, it's so beautiful, Even for me to like just pick up the coloring pencils again and start doing this, it's like 22:45. It was so beautiful, honestly. Like, but again, the Dark Knight. Let me not get distracted. But let me keep this over here. I feel like Spirit also needs to keep looking at it. But yeah, man, the Dark Knight, right? And from the Dark Knight, there you go into the light. You went through ego unaliving. But for all of that you went through, you don't even look like what you've been through. You're looking so good. You're looking so great. Feel good. Feeling great. Ooh, you know what? I'm even going to link one of my latest songs in the bio, because you see, that's the passion being released. Spirit's using me as an example. So there's coloring. There's music. Like, just release. Because if I can release even these readings, here's another third thing that's now being released. It's like, just put it all out there. Just put it all out there. And that's also part of what, was coming through for me early in the first reading with the peacocks. It's like, yo, all the different feathers, all the different facets of who you are. So you too, or I just noticed the color changing there for a little bit. But it's like, yo, your light is so bright, right? And why are you going to dim yourself when your light is so obvious that you just got to shine? And it's like, everybody's just going to see it. And I think that's exactly what's being like brought forward with this, is to say, like, because of your gold, it's not only just in the things that you are consuming or the things that you're releasing, but it's on you, it's your aura, it's like it's all around you. You feel me? So this is your time to be in receiving mode, because if there's generosity, like, I'm getting people just doing things for you. I mean, today somebody bought me a beverage. We had Seattle coffee, There's this colleague of mine who says Sitle. But anyways, like, yo, we were at Sitle Coffee, man, and somebody just bought me a drink. And mind you, it's the first time I meet this person, like today. And it's like, yo, I'm gonna treat you to some. And of course, like, you know, the boy got one of his favorites. I got some chai latte with some almond milk, and it was busted, of course. But like, you know what? People are just gonna give you stuff. People are gonna be generous. So it's like stepping into your receiving bag, like strong. You know what I mean? Like this is the era where we are not chasing anymore because we know who we are. We've accepted who we are. And again, as much as I've spent this time channeling, it's like that's what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna channel this thing and receive it and release. You know, I'm just thinking about myself right now. In the break time, I ate something and I just farted, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, then let's release. So whether you guys heard that or not, it's like, even with me right now, it's like, why do I have to filter myself? Why do I have to like hold back from being human or apologize for being in this human existence, in this incarnation? This is my avatar, and I'm finally in a place where I can just be like, you know what, the message is the message. Those who need to receive it will receive it, and it comes out the way it needs to come out. You feel me? Because that's just the way it is. But anyway, Spirit's like, yo, let's keep going. But again, generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings, and it overflows. One last message is coming through right now. It's like, Spirit is saying, like, you know, when these floodgates are open, when this overflow starts making itself like known in the physical, these divine blessings, I actually lit up a divine blessing incense, right? It's like we must be reminded that this is something that was always due to us, and there is definitely more where it comes from. So for as long as we stay in that abundant state of mind, state of being, this new version of ourselves that we have evolved into, or some of us are still becoming, or that we are constantly growing and evolving into, you know, number 4, I'm just thinking about how we stabilize this thing, we ground this energy, and we just get used to it. It's like, you know, I'm just used to people just giving me money. I'm just used to people just being generous and giving me stuff, because I'm an open channel to work with the energies of the divine, of greater, and like, I was about to say greater animals, but okay, that's the animal spirits, that's the animal team as well. I think you might also have like a passed away pet that is like coming through as well, like, yo, I got you, you know, remember with that time way back when we was in the kennel, oh, you took me on that walk, or we were like, you know, I was chilling on your lap, or we were playing on the garden or on the carpet or something. Like, yeah, there's just something about you being very close to an animal, and also like an animal used to like follow you around and stuff. But whether it's a cat, a dog, hey, listen, we all have different stories, yeah. But anyway, let's get into it. So yeah, Spirit was like, so yes, when I actually got this card, this oracle card, I was like, yo, Spirit, why is this actually happening? Like, can you tell me about this abundance that I'm seeing in these dreams, in these readings, signs, messages that I've been receiving? And it's like, yo, not only are you getting it, but it's gonna like overflow, you know? And the cards that we have here, which is leading me to the first one, is the Star. I was like, wow, first card right out the gate, giving us oh my goodness. I just remembered that these cards kind of like look a little bit funny. Actually, let's do this. Okay, there we go, much better. The Star, right? And with me even thinking about this, I was just like, what? We there, we in the stardom, we in connection with our stars, with our angels, our spirit team, you know, with the other stars. But then at the same time, it's like you having been taken through the fire. It's like, you know what, they might have burnt off your clothes. You went through the storm, which is like what I was saying. You went through the fire, you went through the storm, but you came out transformed. And like that overflow, that abundance, I mean, just look at the jugs pouring, right? And look at that, it's like causing ripples in the water. But this is letting me know of, or reminding me rather, of that transformation journey that we were talking about as well, and how, you know, you've healed. You have stepped into a version of yourself that not only sees yourself, but acknowledges yourself, honors yourself. And wow, this is just like your energy at work. This is visibility. Oh, thought I was seeing something over there, but I'm actually seeing it's a mirror of the screen on the window. And I've been seeing so many mirror numbers today. The mirror energy is strong, and I'm thinking that's like actually a reflection of. Okay, of course we've been talking about the mirrors. I mean, this ocean deck. Oh wow! But not only seeing ourselves and seeing what's within us, but now realizing that what is within us is actually being reflected outside of us. So now imagine like how you see when some people like look into water, they're able to see their reflection. So it's like your abundance, your overflow is a reflection of you. It's like you have actually, oh wow, spirit, let's cook. You are receiving all this overflow, all this abundance, because that's what you are. Like, because you've become abundance, you've become like the energy of winning, the energy of success, the energy of victory. You are now living in victory, in abundance, in success. You are opulent, decadent. It's like lavish. Like, yo, this is coming through like so much. Like, oh, my palm just got itchy. Like, you know what I mean? It's just coming through like you are. Yes, the money. It's like you are. I'm just thinking about like, yo, this is not a time to filter ourselves. We gotta say what we gotta say. Spirit says, say the money game. We can't be stuck up in those old ways of thinking, because look at this Five of Swords. I mean, oh goodness, Five of Pentacles in reverse. Again, Five of Swords. Like, we can't be like in our own heads trying to find our own thoughts, but it's like you have become the energy of money, so you attract money. Factuals, because that's how it came through. And the thought in my mind was like, me filtering myself, like, how are people going to receive that? Like, what are they going to say or think, like, when I'm saying I'm the energy of money? Like, are they going to get it? I'm like, you know what, fuck this. Like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. But those who do, those that this message is for, you understand. Understand that everything is energy. So it's not going to be ill received when you are ready to receive this message, because maybe, again, based on how big this group and collective is, there are some people who have gone through it, are going through it, or are still yet to go through it. So whether you find this at either point or at each point in your journey, wow, Spirit's like, someone's gonna rewatch this message, like see it at one point and then see it at a different point, and it's gonna mean two different things to them because of where they are in that journey. Woo! Interesting. This is some timeless shit right here, gang. Oh wow. Oh, sorry, we gotta cover up them titties. But anyway, listen, your abundance is a reflection of who you are. And with this person being, unclothed or naked there, it's like, it's who you truly are. There's no facade, there's no pretending. You don't have something to kind of shield or mask that you are really the star. And I'm even getting now how like that's what actually bothers people. That's what it is about your light that people want to dim. It's like, because this is who you truly are, people realize that like you don't have a front. You don't come through with like pretentious energy or pretending that you're something that you're not. And I don't know, it's kind of like coming through as like a little bit of like a naivety, where they might take you as being naive to like be this person who has like, oh, I just saw 33 there. Oh, 33, like, oh my goodness. Would you, oh my shin just got itchy. And it's like, you might just come across as a bit like naive because you live with your heart on your sleeve. Oh, I just realized that, right? You're naive because you got your heart on your sleeve, but it's like, that's what actually makes you powerful. Your truth, your openness, your bareness, your nudity, your truth ultimately. And it's because you live from your truth, you live from your heart, that you can actually now enjoy abundance that reflects who you are. That is an extension of who you are. And while we do see like some of the water is like in this lake, in this pond, which we are talking about, this ocean energy with the love, it's like some of it is even going onto the earth, right? And that is, for me, just speaking to so much abundance. Again, as above, so below. Below being the water, above being the the earth, right? And it's like alchemy. It's like you are learning to like mix these things together, because even right there in the middle we see that this abundance and this abundance meet over there, because the flow, it's like all rivers go home, or all roads lead home type of a thing. Wow. Yeah, this is some beautiful energy. And again, when I say stardom, I think people can easily like liken it to like fame and being famous, but you just being a star, it's again you being the best you being your highest self, the greatest version of you that is ultimately here to fulfill your mission for being here. You know, however you resonate with that. Like someone might say they're a star seed, someone might say they're a light worker or a shaman, or you get what I'm saying? Like however you feel called within your path. I mean, somebody just might say I'm a creative, somebody might say they are intuitive, like whatever it is, you being true to yourself, your mission, your calling, your purpose is you being the star, because then you truly get to shine and exude the energy that is like your signature. Yeah. So next card, major on major. We got the Wheel of Fortune. How crazy is it, right? We were talking about how in the previous deck I cut the deck, and in the middle of that was like number one, the new beginning. And in this deck it's actually considered like the alpha card, which is the beginning card. There is an omega card as well, like the card at the ending, but this is that reminder again that endings are new beginnings. Someone's alpha is someone's omega, and vice versa. Someone's omega is someone's alpha. And you know, with me even saying that, like I'm thinking about like alpha males, alpha females, like how animals move in packs, and we're talking about the animals, and just look at these animals around this deck over here. I mean the card, right? But it's like, wow, for me to even say this deck over here, it's like your whole life has been a set of cards, and you knowing or learning how to play your cards. And I mean, all of these guys have wow, these animal spirits are actually like people in a sense. It's like passed over people. Now I'm seeing these guys, it's like they're people, but that's how they come through. That's how they engage with you. You've actually humanized your experience with your guides, and wow, this is gonna, yeah. And I say this reading was powerful. It's getting deep. It's like you and your guides have humanized your engagement, and you are at a point where, as much as they are working with you, you are realizing that you are actually the leader. They are operating through you, and it's because of you that they can do the things that they are like doing or being able to do. I'm getting a sense that some of them even live vicariously through you. Like you are the proxy of some of the things that they would have desired to do. Not only is it like, you know, some of their ambitions and hopes and desires, but you also get to heal certain things for them, right? And it's like there's so much learning and study that went into that, because I was talking about how this is a whole deck, but it's actually the books. And it's like stacks of books, which could be decks as well, and some of them are even coming through as with them even looking very much like you. If this is you and that's them there on your maternal or paternal sides, or you just might have even two guides from the same side, but they're very strong. My left ear is going off right now. But anyway, it's like they've had all this knowledge. They might too have also been star seeds, channelers, readers, sangomas, tarot readers. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they too had callings of some kind. But there we are. They are now animal spirits. They are now your guides. They are here in the clouds, and they are gold as well. Like gold star. In fact, every card here has some gold in it. This golden era is strong. Let me actually just show you guys where we're going. Okay. Oh, snap. Okay, the star has a golden star, which is you. We've got golden guides and, of course, the golden wheel. Page of Swords. I mean, this golden attire. That's like embodying all your sacred energy. Oh my gosh, I think you guys heard that. That was a loud one. Ooh-wee. We've got the 5 of... That was a confirmation for it. But we've got the 5 of, wow, yo, this 5 is coming through. Oh, but even the coloring book, the number 5 was in there, and 5 for me is change, right? But yes, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, and we've got golden pentacles, and we've got the Page of Wands, and look at that golden attire as well over there. And then we've got the Fool card, and it's like, there we go with the golden sun, the golden background. Like, I don't know whether it's the sunrise or sunset, but we're gonna get into it. And it could even be both, because you are rising and some people are getting sunset while you sunrise. But actually, okay, Spirit's like, yeah, that's actually what's up. That's what's happening, because this is your wheel of fortune. Like, you being the sun, and the sun is a star. And it's like, you are now like in this new era, in this new timeline, because you've let something get unalived so that something else can live. And that is those different aspects or parts of you. As much as I'm also thinking about this, like being like your guides and your animals team or your animal spirits, me looking at it as 4 beings is also like, you know, the 4 elements, like fire, earth, air, and water. So there might also be something about your alchemy and how you're starting to work with the elements as well, and like bringing them into what it is that you're doing. So for example, I can say like with incense or like things that we burn, right? There's fire in there because it's actually being lit. And then once it's burning and there's smoke, that's air. And then you can bring in the earth and the water in whichever other ways that you feel so inclined, right? But that's just me a matter of saying, like, you learned how to take this knowledge of like, oh, okay, this is the book of fire, this is the book of earth, book of water, book of air. It's even giving me like Avatar, you know, how he learns about all the different elements. So it's like that was actually what was happening in your journey, in your wheel, like as you're like progressing through these different parts or phases or eras of your life. As your wheel is turning, you are like in these different dimensions, like these different eras, these different books, and again, different stories, right? So it's like you got to see the different versions of yourself and like take parts or pieces of those versions and integrate them into yourself. It's like what came into your outer sphere made it into your inner sphere, because you were in this atmosphere, you know what I mean? Or even take it further, in the stratosphere. And, you know, I'm even thinking about me saying fear, fear, fear this whole time. And that's what you had to overcome. And I was even thinking about how, for me, the strength card in reverse is kind of coming through as like a fear energy, right? But because you didn't have strength, you didn't have the courage. So if you didn't have that, that was the positive side. The negative side would have been not being in your strength. So it's like fearing your power or the use of it thereof. But you having closed this chapter, guys, you having overcome, you having balance there. Look at that Sphinx there with the whether you look at it as a cat or a dog, you know, with the white and the black over there. Oh goodness. And then again, just oh man, just so much integration, so much chapters closing, new cycles beginning. And this is like your most fortunate cycle. I mean, fortune. And there we were talking about like stars and fame. So it's like, for someone here, you are actually going to be famous. Like, granted, I'm saying that stardom just means you being in your purpose. But I mean, for me to see these two next to each other, the star and the wheel of fortune, this is coming through as like fame and fortune all together. And I mean, after seeing this card here, like, yeah, there's someone here who's definitely going to blow up. Like, you going viral, you going like into the moon, gang. Like, wow. You know, I'm even seeing how this kind of looks like a compass over here. It's like, for as long as you just follow the direction of where you're being led, following your intuition and these major life events, and you like, you know, just showing up, taking names, it's like you get to do the best, not only for yourself, but for your spirit team. I love how these cards are like transitioning so well into each other. I was just feeling it, and then Spirit was like, yo, just look at them, and I did. And look at this, how this here is you, the one who did all the integration, and it has a sword there, right? And look at you having the sword over here. And it's like from you having been like, okay, granted it looks like it's a bit blue there, but just consider this: you integrated your dark, your light, your yin, your yang, your masculine, your feminine, and you are on top of all these lessons, right? And now it's coming to like, this is an embodiment of those lessons, because you can still see it's like these two cards are related in the sense of like both have swords, both are in the clouds, the background is blue. And it's like as the clouds start to clear and as you begin to embody, sorry, excuse me, confirmation verb, you are being reminded of like how you are you are not forgetting. As I was even burping, I was just thinking to myself, like, goodness, sometimes when you burp, you can taste like your food all over again. I'm even thinking about how what is this thing, like, with I don't know if some of you guys might relate to this, but with castor oil, when I was a young kid, and then you used to drink castor oil, and then you'd burp and you'd taste it, and it's like, oh, flip, you drank this thing all like this time ago, and you can still taste it, and it's like, oh, fuck, like you don't want to taste it again. But for me to be reminded of that, like in this moment right now, it's like, even as you burp, even as you go, after you've already experienced what you've experienced, after this new chapter and this new cycle, now it's inside of you, right? And then you get reminded of it. You burp, or you now feel it again. You get to taste it again, and you realize that, man, I can actually enjoy my power. I can taste the, or like integrate these lessons that have actually like, formed part of me or who I am. So it's like, even as those experiences come through again, don't like, again, with the sword, like sway from what it is that is being brought forward to you. Because it's like, for example, if you had learned about how to use fire, let's say you I'm just thinking about like what people who like do pyromancy, like, who actually like work with fire, play with fire, if you want to look at it that way. Then you are in a situation where you need to bring your fire into a situation. And I'm even thinking like, maybe it's like a heated discussion, and somebody thinks you're water, you're always chilled, you're always just going to be taken advantage of. And then Spirit's like, yo, remember we taught you how to stand up for yourself? Now you're going to be in the situation, you need to turn up the heat. And then when you feel that heat coming up, like, like you're about to burp, you are now reminded like, oh, I know how fire works, and I know how to spew this fire. So you are actually gonna like, burn them with your words. You're gonna bring that fire flame. You're gonna come through like Dalsum, like Big Nas with the Umli. You know what I mean? Like you're coming through with that fire. Interesting. I'm even being drawn to this like figure here, which kind of looks like the devil as well. So it's like, you know what, when to bring in your lights, your dark, your masculine, your feminine, because of just how well integrated they are, how well you've embodied them. And it's like, you using that sword is you being able to discern. Because it's like, from you being granted this, I was even speaking about like you getting more gifts, and this is it, the fortune is now in you because it was given to you. You like overcame even like some of your desires, because you're on top of it, right? But then now, once you integrated that, you became greater than your desires, which is like one of those manifestation techniques. It's like, once you become greater than your desires, they come to you quicker. And then when the situation calls for you to embody that, you can just bring it up, which is what was happening with this burp, which is the confirmation, like, oh, because I am fire, now I can actually attract fire. Now you are in situations that are bringing out those parts of you that are actually calling you to like, oh shit, I can actually do this now. Like, you feel me? Like, oh goodness, let me stretch it a little bit. Been sitting. So it's like, now you can call to those parts of you or those situations where it's like, oh, okay, I can actually be the water. I can actually calm the situation down now. Or I can be the air. I can actually like move like these different pieces of the puzzle, or like these different energies around, because I can. Or I'm the earth. I can ground these energies and put them to rest. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this goes very far. But the big part of this is, again, it's all in your mind. There's a progression of how, once you receive your gifts in this major expansion, this major learning, this life school, then you now have embodied this thing, but then there's still a journey to go. Because from the Page of Swords, you can now become the Queen of Swords. And do we have a Queen of Swords over here on the table? I thought I saw one at some point. And I did. We just look at this over here. We've got a Queen of Swords. And do you know what ends up happening to the Queen of Swords? The Queen of Swords evolves and becomes the High Priest, which is what we have here on the deck as well. So it's like, goodness gracious. It's like all these cards are connected. And this growth and this elevation and this expansion is literally standing here ahead of us. So I think, you know what, this is just a reminder to say, like, as much as you've grown and experienced and evolved and been through so much, there's still so much for you to learn. Granted, you are at a better place than what you were before, and you are deserving of this generosity, this wealth, and these auspicious blessings, but there's just so much more for you out there, and there's so much more growth. Wow. I feel like we spend quite a lot of time just on that, and I think for those downloads, those interpretations to come through in that way just speaks to how much you had to go through. I just saw 5042 and I just realized that rhymed. But again, it's like you had to go through so much. It's actually like it took that much time for the wheel to turn. It took that much time for these different aspects of these different learnings, these different pieces of information to be integrated. Because I mean, here they are in the clouds, right? And I mean, there's like, you know, foggy clouds, like some of the clouds are dark, and here the clouds are clearing up, they're lighter, and now we're actually on land, on ground. So this energy or this information has finally been grounded and it's being integrated, or if it hasn't been integrated already. But I feel like, you know, with like a wheel, that's where the wheel continues to turn, and why Spirit is also saying that there's different parts of this message they're gonna relate at different points. So, you know, you might come back to this at a different phase, or like it appears on your recommendation for you page and you watch it over again and you realize like, oh shit, like I was just actually in my earth phase, and now I'm seeing this again, I'm in my water phase. And now when you realize that you're in phase 2 or phase 3, you go into phase 3 or phase 4 so much more like openly, courageously, because now you've like discerned, right? You started to understand like, oh, this is energy for me to work with, like I got this, you feel me? But yeah, interesting. I'm just noticing now that these first 3 cards are upright and the next 3 cards are in reverse. So definitely something to note, that there was a turnaround, a switch up of some kind, you know. But as I'm looking at it, it does look positive, but then at the same time, it kind of also looks like the bridge between what's about to come next, right? But anyway, I can see this video is getting quite long, so after these 3, we're gonna cut it and then move on to part 3, yeah? But anyways, first one that we have here is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So in the upright, this would have been, you know, poverty, lack, scarcity, which is what Spirit is actually trying to get us out of, because at the back of the deck, of this oracle deck, that's what I had seen, right, when I put the deck down, and it's showing what something Oshun of drought, and it says fear, insecurity, and scarcity. And that's what's in the background. So background usually is like energies that we don't see, that I consider that at the back of the deck. But for me, also thinking of it being in the background, for me now it's coming through as like something that we're leaving behind. Because even here, we look at the characters, they are in the foreground, and it's these 5 of Pentacles that are in the background. So we are leaving this fear behind, the scarcity behind, the insecurity behind, because again, the Pentacles speak to, you know, all things earthly, like the home, the career, our energy, our time, our money. So with this card speaking to that in the upright as well, it's like, yo, we have changed that whole situation around. Now we are stepping into this abundance, this opulence. Oh goodness, give me a second, I need a tissue. Yo, the throat chakra was going off there for a second. But anyway, it's like, you know, for me to even say that, I'm remembering in the previous reading how there was like a moment where I like got stuck on my words for a bit. I was like, okay, but that's the thing. It's like you spilling the tea, you speaking your truth, is actually what's changing your whole life situation around. So, I'm looking at this as two people where, okay, the first way it's coming through is this. This is both those aspects of yourself, your masculine, your feminine, your light and your dark. One figure is older or more mature than the other, meaning that like one part of yourself was more mature than the other. So let's say it's like you being your masculine and your feminine. It's like you having a stronger feminine energy and your masculine energy is learning to catch up, or your masculine energy was like bruised or hurt in some shape or form, or swap the energies around depending on who you are, right? But it's like you now having had the chance to bring them back in, to integrate them, to heal them, which is what we were getting to in the previous reading, this healing sage. Again, sage just being the incense that we burn, but sage being like the monk type of sage. You being in your spiritual bag brought about this physical bag. You get me? Like it's all coming together right now. But yeah, this definitely just lets me know that like this is something that's actually happening within you. Interestingly, how these characters are outside of the building, and they're in the cold, and it's like this is what's now going to reflect outside, that it's no longer cold, that the seasons have changed, the cycles have changed, because that's what was happening with the Wheel of Fortune, right? It's like what once looked barren is now going to look opulent or filled or present, or and again, I'm getting decadent. I don't know, you just might like cake or something, or like nice sweet tooth type of stuff. But yeah, there's just something about nice food coming through here. Page of Wands in the reverse. This again is like I'm getting something about you picking up a gift of yours or a passion of yours, something that you hadn't done for a long time. Using myself as the example, I mean, I didn't think I would be coloring again, and it's not one of the things that I like actively pursue all the time. But I mean, look at that, I'm coloring and they look kind of dope. I'm not gonna front, like, yo dude, I'm looking at this thing again, and thank you Spirit for telling me to leave it there. I'm looking at it and I'm just like, yo man, that's so creative, that was so really cool. And I actually remember when I was on the flight and I was coloring on the airplane, and then it was like, oh, that's so beautiful, and I was like, thank you. And mind you, I'm not giving two F's, like two fucks what she thinks or what anybody thinks. I'm just out there listening to my music, just relaxing, and just, yo, by the way, coloring is so relaxing. Goodness gracious. Like, I love coloring actually. But look at that. Good example, right? It's like there's some things that you loved to do that were part of this earlier version of you, or a different part of you, that now you are being reminded, like, oh, you like getting into this new abundance, or overcoming what was scarce, what was fearful, what was insecure, comes from you actually picking up something that allowed you to express yourself, because it's like you actually doing that is what's giving you this opposite energy. So from fear to strength, from insecurity to security, from scarcity to abundance. And it's all because you've unlocked it from within you, because that's exactly what we saw in this card, right? It's that expansion or expression of you being in this flow, in this medium, in this channel. I'm even looking at this, how in this card over here, this figure, whether it's, like I'm saying, these two parts of yourself that needed to be balanced. So let's say it was your dark or your light. Look at how this figure is like on crutches, and now you get to view your crutch. You get to like think like, oh damn, this is the thing that was like supporting me this whole time, whereas I needed just to like switch it around and just like put it in a different format. You know what I mean? It's like the very same thing that they tried to use to hurt you is the thing that's gonna like now come around and bring about this whole abundance. So again, it's like you getting to like flip the script is what's coming through over here. So it's like, while you weren't standing, these two figures have now integrated it, and now that you are this full human being, you realize like, I actually had this the whole time. Instead, I could actually like walk on the ceiling type of a thing. Like you just moved beyond what they once thought you were. Like Goodness gracious, I've never interpreted this card like this before, but I'm just trusting spirit because that's the era that I'm in right now. It's like your wow, spirit, what are you doing? It's like this is giving me Aladdin vibes. This is giving me like you have flipped the script like all together. What they thought was gonna like bury you, harm you, destroy you is the very same thing that you're showing them like, oh, this energy, you know what? Let me add it to my toolkit. Let me add it to my repertoire. Like, with Batman, how he's got like the belts with all the different like tools and batarangs and all of the grappling hooks and stuff. It's like, oh, you gonna like cast negative energy at me? Well, let me transmute it. Let me make your dark demon spirit part of my light team or part of my soul tribe because they respect me and honor me more. They actually want to support me in my mission. So it's like, imagine somebody like casts like bad energy towards you, and then with that energy that they sent your way actually likes you more than it. It's like it kind of sounds crazy to me right now, but that's the energy that's coming through. It's like even the dark forces, even the demons respect you, and that's why there's this dark and light energy coming together. It's like and I was saying how I was laughing at the beginning of this reading, and look now, just look now. It's like you even laughing because it's like, what? Like, what are you trying to do? Goodness gracious. But anyways, like, listen, guys, this I think is just a reminder to say, pick up your passion. Whatever it is that was like, I don't know, it just gives me this sense of like something was even in a sense protected. It was like laying dormant so that it could be saved for once you were healed, once you had learned whatever you needed to learn or go through whatever you needed to go through. It's definitely coming through like that. And yo, man, I mean, for me to even 101, look at that, in 44. For me to even think, I saw 43 as well just before that. But for me to even think about how these channels are coming through, and like I was saying, I haven't done readings in a while, like in the previous reading. It's a matter of saying like this message was stacking up. It was like this book, pages on pages on pages, and it wanted to all be like downloaded and delivered in this way. Because that's exactly what happened to you. It's like with me even seeing all these chameleons or lizards on there, and I actually have one. Goodness gracious, spirit is spiriting right now. Look at that, and it's the number 8. I just flipped once and there it was. Look at this. Here's another drawing, right? And with this one, intentionally I colored it like this. I was like, yo, this animal blends into the background, but I also want it to be seen. So I like kind of colored some of the background and some of it, right? But I mean, just like, it's like all these lessons, all these colors that you had to embody. Look at all of that on this figure, right? I'm just bringing it a bit closer. It's like all of that on the body. All of that embodiment. You feel me, gang? And it's like, you're not gonna forsake this anymore. You were actually like building up this energy, building up the elements, building up the colors, building up the frequencies to be able to now move ahead and move forward in this manner, in this way. And mind you, I don't actually like usually leave my coloring book here on this table, but everything is as it should be. Everything is aligned. And Spirit now is reminding me with the last card that we have here. It's like there might have been a time where you thought you were jumping into your most abundant era before, where you were maybe given a chance to be the star before, to fully embody what you were before. And it kind of seemed like, maybe I might have missed my time. I might have missed my shot. Maybe it's not the right age. It's not the right season. It's not the right cycle. But there's, or even something about like your health, your looks. Like, I don't know, there might be so many reasons that you give yourself to say, but now I'm a mother now I'm a father now. Like, we could give ourselves multiple reasons why we don't want to do certain things. Again, it's all in the mind, right? But it's a matter of saying, like, because I mean, even just look at that elevation, that expansion from like yellow just starting to be integrated, and then now here you are even like walking on the air, like you've flipped the whole script on everything. And this to me looks like a growth in a sense. Yes, granted, they are both pages, but these pages are also at like different parts of the mind. They are at different parts of the world. Like this one, as you can see, is on like greener pastures, and this one here is like in the desert as well. So it's like your environments changed how you learned or how you learn. Your environments also brought out different requirements of you. And I'm thinking of that verse in the Bible where they say, to whom much is given, much is expected. It's somewhere in Luke, I think Luke 4:15 or something. I might be wrong, but if I'm right, hey, the boy been out here with the Bible study. But listen, it's like when you are in different environments, it requires different responses or different elements or different aspects of you to show up. Because again, this would be earth, and this would be air, and this would be fire, and in the middle we have the earth. So it's like you are able to transition between these elements because of you having changed your environment. And I was even speaking to how, in the previous reading, how it's your separation from this group or these energies that are attacking you. It could even be like a previous relationship, like an ex, right? A previous colleague or job or work environment, your schools, just communities, right? Church, even like your mosque. You left your mosque, you left your temple, now you're at another temple. I'm just getting that there was a group, right, or community that you left behind, which we're gonna get to here in this next part of the reading with like the Five of Wands and that group in that card. But you transitioned from this air energy to this fire energy by grounding yourself and bringing those two parts of yourself back together. It's like that part of you that matured is the part of you that kept you going, but the part of you that was battered and bruised is the part that needed to heal and bring that aspect of you back up. It's like, imagine you always wanted to, again, let's say you always wanted to color or paint or draw or act or sing. I'm thinking about all these creative things, right? And then you did them when you were younger, and you stopped doing them, and it still remained with you. It's like your younger self is chasing your older self, and then you become your older self, and now you're actually able to integrate both that younger and older person together, and that is now what brings about the air and this earth together. There's something about, I don't know, you might be an air sign or an earth sign. So that would be what? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or I don't know, is it Taurus, Capricorn? Ooh, is it Sagittarius? Goodness. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but yeah. I definitely know the GLA, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that's definitely air. But with the earth ones, yeah, you're just going to have to like help me there. But I think I'm right. Or even Scorpio? Is it? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. No. Scorpio, definitely not. That's definitely water. So Sagittarius, yeah, I think I'm onto something. But anyways, the whole point of me like coming to this full card and then stopping, right? Ooh, confirmation bug. Sorry. What were we saying, Spirit? Okay, the yellow. Oh, yes, the sunset and the sunrise. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, goodness gracious. Because we were talking about the sunset and the sunrise, and you brought me here to the star. And, we're seeing stars. It kind of looks like, the stars, we see them at night. But, we see the sun, which is a star, and it's during the day. So, again, whether it's daytime, whether it's nighttime, nothing stops you from shining. Nothing stops you from being the best you and whoever you choose to be, or the energy that you choose to exude or embody, right? But then also something's coming through about like how, with this fool in reverse, it's like you having put down that aspect of yourself that is or was creative. It's like you are reminding yourself of the wondrous aspect or the wondrous feeling about it. Like, it's like even, I'm getting that thought of like how people would think about like a starving artist. And it's like you are not starving in the sense of like you are hungry, you're not catered for, because look how much you have. You have an overflow, right? But it's about remembering the drive, the hunger of what you actually wanted to do, what you wanted to pursue, and why it meant so much to you to do that thing. So if you wanted to be a doctor, you were driven so much about healing the world and making a difference in people's lives, and you just thought to yourself like, damn, because I got to see, like, something inspired you to be a doctor, and you remembering your reason why. Like, I remember, I'm not sure if it was a movie or a series or an actual real life story or maybe an adaptation, whatever the case may be. Somebody became a doctor to heal a particular condition because someone in their family suffered or experienced or was afflicted with that condition. Take the words that resonate. Hopefully it's not a trigger warning for anybody. But I guess that's what it is. It's like there's something that's going to trigger you into action or into remembering of like, oh, I liked coloring because, my left ear is going off. It allowed me to paint my world. It reminded me of the creator, the alchemist that I am, that I've always been, right? And that's what's actually happening over here again with the star card. So again, you want to shine at night, you want to shine during the day, well, it's possible. Just got to step into it. So this is a reminder to say, now that you have your stick, because look at this, they all got the stick. They all got the stick. Yo, look at this progression one time. And remember I told you that the situation flipped? Look at this. The stick was supporting the person. Here the stick is being observed and understood. And now the stick is on the back. Spirit, what are you doing? 1111, 111, not 1111, 111, and it was like 35 or something. But it's like, yo, wow, look at this connection. Look at this connection. Whoa, man. Whoa. This is coming through in a different way right now. Like, wow. Woo, I just got all these shivers. Check this out. Check this out. Doesn't this figure look like all of these circles on their garb or on their clothing kind of look like pentacles, right? And it's like, that's what was happening over here. So listen, let me actually like hold them all up together actually, because this is kind of unbelievable, but it is believable because we're working with spirit 1225 or 11225. But just look at that. There's the stick there, there's a stick there, there's a stick there. Actually, this one was like this. But like, wow. And there I was talking about like bringing in the earth and the water and the fire. And just look at these elements now, like making themselves known, because there's the earth. They are on the, and we're not just talking about having a spirit animal. Just look at that dog over there as well. It's like wow. There's just something about you floating, like flying high. There's confirmation verb. There's just like you again being able to, start from zero, but like being given the opportunity to go in whichever direction that you choose. And like you are now at a place where, the worst thing that you could do is actually be foolish. And I'm even seeing that's the energy that they wanted you to get in, like a foolish energy where you couldn't actually like step up or step into what it is that you needed to do. But it's like, if we can take you out of this receiving mode, because you look at this character, hands open, like wide open, like come at me. I'm in my receiving energy. I attract. I no longer chase. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what they wanted to take you out of. Because it's like, as long as you carried your purpose, your passion, your drive, your courage with you, and it was directed, or you see how it's pointing towards the sun, and it's like you are actually like channeling the sun's energy into you, and that's what you like earthing or bringing into the earth. But for it to be switched around like this, it's like you actually needed to connect with your crown all over again. You needed to connect with like these messages and these downloads of what it is that you are, what you were, like to learn who you are and who you were, which is why this wheel had to turn. It's even coming through like this wheel of fortune. These are like days and nights and cycles, and it's like coming through as the sun as well, because again, it's like the stars, the chapters. So it's like the sun goes up, the sun goes down, multiple seasons, multiple chapters, and all these different things that you're going through that just make you remember why those times were not the time to take action at the time. And you might have thought, again, you missed your window, you missed your opportunity, but it was all part of the plan as to why you needed to go ahead with it now, in this time, in this period, because this version of you now knows things, experiences things, has a different hunger or drive for your passion than what a younger version of you would not have been able to fully appreciate, comprehend, or like live through or articulate why you're experiencing the things that you experienced, because now you have a greater level of discernment, right? Wow. Honestly, like, I'm just being drawn here to look at the back of this deck, and I'm seeing the King of, I was about to say King of Swords. Do you even have King of Swords over here? Okay, we don't have King of Swords, but it's the King of Pentacles. But I know there's no mistakes. So for me to even say King of Swords, but wait, there is King of Swords, and we have the Queen of Swords over there as well. I actually have both of the king and the both kings together. So it's like this. Oh, I'm just feeling all these shivers right now. It's like you having mastered your mind, you having mastered your spiritual gifts, is now bringing you mastery on the earth. So again, all of this crown stuff, all of this head stuff brings you more earth stuff. You know what I mean? That's the easiest way I can explain it. But for me to see both the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles in the upright, yo, gang, I mean, just look at the bands behind this guy. Well, not bands, I mean, there's a bunch of coins, but I mean, it's gold. In fact, let's put it like that. Look at all that gold, man. Look at all that gold behind them. It could be like, looked at like gold bricks. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a gold crown, there's a gold pentacle. Come on now. Wow. And again, this is that background energy. It's like, did you see how abundant you were? How affluent you were? How, yo, man, goodness, this is giving like the greatest leader, the most abundant leader, an empire. This is giving one level before the emperor card right now, you know. It's giving someone who is very much affluent, somebody who's good with their finances, like somebody who's just like, yo, kingdom wealth. That's what's coming through right now. Like kingdom spouse is what's coming through. Like whoa. This is a lot. This is, yeah. This is wealth that exceeds your expectations. Again, it's auspicious, right? It's auspicious blessings. It's like, what? Really? Me? How? When? Who? And it's like, yes, it's you. It's your energy. 9 of Wands in reverse. 9 of Swords. 9. And then we've got the 6 of Cups again, also in reverse. And that's what we had over there in the first reading. Goodness gracious. But 9, right? It's real. Believe that shit. But also, were we not talking about like a wounded warrior, a wounded healer at some point? Yes, we were with that Sage card. And of course, with me seeing the 9 of Wands and thinking wounded warrior. And again, 9 of Swords, like getting out of your mind, that mastery of your gifts and so on. Or maybe they were misused at some point. Oh, this is them having tried to take that from you, actually. Okay, thank you, Spirit. It's because they could see, like, yo, your abundance is here. It's like somebody knowing that you're lucky, you're a star, you're about to manifest something, and because you don't see it within yourself, then they try to interject, you know. And I'm thinking 9 of Wands just before 10. I mean, in the upright, it would have been, you seeing all the hard work that you've done and like just giving it like one last stretch, or like not giving up as a reminder. But like here, it's a matter of saying like pushing you to give up. It's like we don't want you to even like get through or get past that finish line. Like you're gonna give up. You are just gonna lose all your drive and your desire. And again, Nine of Swords to get you anxious, get you like thought looping, mental gymnastics energy. Just look at how it looks over here. It's so dark, it's so bleak, goodness gracious. And then what happens over here, of course, you don't receive your gift, your blessing, your present. And what changes things is you now, going against the grain. You deciding like, fuck this, I'm gonna take a different path, I'm gonna go a different direction. And that's you picking up your sword. Spirit came through. This is coming through is like divine intervention as well for me. How like this sword is like above these clouds. It's like there was some idea or some situation that you went through that made it clear to you that like this is not your life. Some thought came to mind to say I could actually live a better life, and that made you now start like going towards the clouds, as we can see over here. It's like even this direction, the way the horse is facing. And did we not just start this reading by talking about a dark horse and a light horse? And I think that's how we're going to end it as well. Here we are on the light horse, and now we're going to find out like why you had to go into this new direction, go towards the clouds. And again, this is what's in the background, right? But yeah, let's see what's cooking. Let me leave this reading right here, gang. Thank you so much as always for joining me. Whichever parts of this reading resonated with you, let me know, and let's continue to grow and to flow. I just saw 8 of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Moon, and then 3 of Wands. So definitely, yeah, you needing to continue doing your work. Something being revealed to you about who you are, or about the effort that you're putting in, that brings in your ships to come in. And 5, 6, 7 of Wands, and we had 7 of Wands before, and needing to protect that. Oh goodness, Knight of Cups in reverse, and not giving to like the wrong crowds and people anymore. Goodness, it's like, I'm actually gonna do a reading like that one of these days, where I just like go one card at a time and just like spitfire readings. I haven't done that in a minute, but for sure we're gonna do that. But yeah, let's leave it here. I feel like we cooked 1-2-1-46, and see you next time that we in the mix. Hey. Peace, gang. Yeah.